Hello out there, this is Wakeangel2K1 coming at you with a review of one of Funko's action minis. This is their Cheetarah from the Thundercats line. Now Cheetarah is my favorite character from Thundercats, and she also seems to be the one that's always getting screwed out on the toy lines. Like, in the 2011, when the 2011 TV series was on, Bandai was making action figures of the classic versions of the characters. They made Lion-O and Tigra, and I think they made a Mum-Ra, but then they stopped because when the cartoon got canceled, interest plummeted, and Cheetarah never got a figure. Then Mattel started doing the Thundercats toys, the same people that made He-Man and Masters of the Universe. As far as I'm aware, they also canceled that toy line before Cheetarah got a figure. So this is actually the first time we've gotten a proper classics Cheetarah, even if it's just basically a posable vinyl figure. Yeah, that's why they call these things action vinyls, because they work like vinyl minifigures, but they have articulation, which is cool. So yeah, like this is just Cheetarah by herself, and I got her at a booth at Comic-Con. These are normally sold in blind boxes, but I bought it, separately. And she comes with this really cool staff. It is nice and stiff. It's not some kind of gummy little piece of crap that's going to lose its shape. And the Cheetarah figure herself looks pretty darn cool, for even though it's in this little style. So the articulation on it's pretty basic. She has wrist swivels. There's a ball joint in the head. It's kind of tight, but it does work as a neck joint. She has ball joints in her shoulders. She has a ball joint in her waist, which gives her crunch and arch and rotation. She has ball jointed hips, so you can get some decent range. Little bit of wide crotch situation, but you can still make it look like she's running. Adorable chibi running, but running nonetheless. And there's like a ball joint in the ankle, but it's restricted to the point where it mostly serves as a swivel, but you do get just a little bit of tilt, so she can handle some slightly wider legged stances, which is nice. So yeah, like for a vinyl minifigure, that's a heck of a lot more articulation than we're used to seeing. So that's all well and great. Now detailing up close, they really captured her details from the cartoon. She has her makeup, the patches around her eyes. The eyes themselves are beautifully tampographed. She has her cheetah spots all up in her hair, looking good. And they even captured the fact that she has the spots on one of her shoulders, but then the rest of her is covered by, like, she has this, like, she's wearing something akin to a gymnast leotard kind of thing, but then there's an underlayer, which is like tights, but the tights only have one sleeve. I don't know, I guess they thought the asymmetry would be kind of cool. So you only see her cheetah spots, which is part of her natural fur pattern, on her one uncovered arm. On the other arm, it's covered. So yeah, that's a thing. And I'm not zooming in her boobs. I'm showing off that really cool Thundercats logo, which is beautifully captured. So yeah, she, you know what? In this style, she actually looks a lot like the the Barbarian toys that they released in the 80s. She looks like one of those He-Man and the Masters of the Universe toys, and the Infinity Billion lines that knocked off that style, which is actually pretty common for Funko to do today. It seems to be a pretty popular thing for Funko to be imitating the He-Man 5.5-inch action figure style from the 80s. I mean, they even did it for the DC superheroes this year with the DC Barbarian line. You want to check out Pixel Dan's channel for that. He's been talking about it for weeks. But yeah, like these things are available in blind boxes and they're not too expensive. I don't like the fact that they're blind boxed because then you could end up buying repeat figures. I would much rather just buy these as regular action figures. I think they're cool enough for that. Of course, I really would like to see a proper like Marvel Legends styled action figure of Cheetarah, which, you know, like is what Mattel was doing before they canceled the line. Although I think the Thundercats brand has been passed along, and they are going to make a new Thundercats cartoon, so that might drum up some more interest. I mean, I saw the preview trailer for the new Thundercats cartoon, and it looks like such a pitiful OKKO knockoff. Like, oh god, stop trying to imitate things that are just reasonably successful recently. Like Thundercats has its own identity, so like come on. But you know what? Even if the new Thundercats cartoon sucks, I'm hoping that it'll garner interest in merchandising at least long enough for us to get a proper Cheetarah figure. Until then, this looks pretty darn cool. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, there's plenty of articulation in her hands and wrists to allow her to two-hand wield her bow staff, and she can take on many cool action poses with it, which is just freaking awesome. I really do like this thing. It's tiny and adorable, but it's also awesome. And I like things that are tiny and adorable and awesome. This is Wakeangel2K1, and I'm signing off.